What would you do if someone pushed you to the edge of a balcony during an argument? I never thought my mother-in-law would literally try to push me off a balcony, but Christmas dinner 2023 proved me wrong. Let me set the scene. We're at their house in Denver, one of those fancy places with the wraparound deck on the second floor. My husband David had been dealing with his mom's passive-aggressive comments about me for 3 years, but this Christmas was different. She was angrier, more direct. It started during dinner. She kept making these little digs about how I wasn't contributing enough to the family, how I was holding David back from his potential. She even brought up my miscarriage from last year, saying maybe it was God's way of telling us we weren't meant to be parents. The final straw was when Linda announced she'd invited David's ex-girlfriend Diane to New Year's Eve dinner. She's doing so well now, just got promoted to senior partner. Such a successful woman. After dinner, I went out to the balcony to get some air. I was standing there looking out at the mountains when I heard the sliding door open behind me. We need to talk. It was Linda, my mother-in-law. Her voice was different, sharp, almost shaking. I turned around and her face was flushed with rage. She stepped closer, and I instinctively took a step back toward the railing. "You're destroying my son's life," she said, pointing her finger right at my chest. "He was supposed to marry someone successful, someone who could give him children, someone worthy of this family. Instead, he got stuck with you." I tried to stay calm. "Linda, I think you've had too much to drink. Let's go back inside where it's warm." That's when she completely lost it. "Don't you dare patronize me." She grabbed my shoulders and shoved me backward, hard. My back hit the railing, and for a terrifying split second, I felt myself going backward over it. The railing was only waist high, and I'm barely 5'3". I grabbed onto it with both hands, my heart pounding. Below us was concrete patio. "You need to leave him," she was screaming now, getting closer. "Pack your things and get out of our lives. You're nothing but a gold-digging parasite who trapped my son." She raised her hands to push me again, and I honestly thought this was it. This woman was going to push me off a second-story balcony on Christmas Day. But then I heard the sliding door slam open. "Mom, what the hell are you doing?" David was standing there in his Christmas sweater, and his face, I'd never seen him look like that. Pure shock and horror. He'd heard everything. Linda spun around, her hands still raised toward me. "David, honey, we were just having a conversation. I saw you push her." His voice was deadly quiet but shaking with rage. "I watched you physically assault my wife." The silence was deafening. "You need to leave," David said to his mother. "Get out, right now." "This is my house," Linda shrieked, her voice cracking. "And she's my wife, the woman I chose to marry." He walked over and put his arm around me. I was still death gripping the railing. "We're leaving. Don't ever contact us again." As we walked past her toward the door, she tried one more time. "David, you don't understand." He turned around, his voice ice cold. "Mom, you just physically attacked my wife and tried to push her off a balcony on Christmas. There's nothing to understand." We left that night and drove 3 hours back to our place. David's hands were shaking the entire drive. When we got home, he said, "I'm so sorry. I had no idea she would ever get violent. I should have protected you better." That was 8 months ago. Linda has called exactly once, a sobbing voicemail begging David to bring me back for Thanksgiving. He listened to it on speaker, looked at me, and deleted it. The crazy part? David's dad, Robert, called us 2 weeks later. Apparently, Linda had been bad-mouthing me to the entire family for months. When Robert found out what really happened on Christmas, he was absolutely livid. They're getting divorced now. Robert moved into a condo and wants us to visit soon. Sometimes I still wake up in cold sweats, feeling that railing against my back and the sensation of almost falling. But mostly, I'm just grateful that my husband finally saw his mother for who she really was and chose me.